Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is After Hours, guys. Before dawn. This is very early in the morning or very late in the evening, depending on your point of view. And tonight, I am joined here by two friends of mine. I am joined by Soulless Trenchcoat, aka Trenchy, and I'm joined by Junebug Films, aka Ty. And
Yeah,
yeah, freaking Halloween time, guys. You excited?
yeah, it's
You got
been
your
awesome.
You got your pumpkins ready. You got your candy stashed. You got fucking your costumes on.
I got candy corn, and I got put the rest of my costume on, but I had it on.
Oh, sweet, sweet. Like we may be joined by some other people. In fact, I am going to. Art will be joining us shortly. I am going to put the link in the chat just in case anybody else wants to join in on the fun. Cause like, dude, this is after hours. We're laid back here. We don't care. Like anybody can be in this. It's fine. It's whatever. Paste. But so yeah, if you're watching this and you don't know me personally, you've never worked with me, and you see the link, click on the link, come on in and hang out. Just don't flash me your junk. That happens sometimes. But
Yeah.
but we're gonna be talking about everything and anything we want. Mostly, I'm gonna try and give us springboard topics, Halloween type stuff, because you know, Halloween, man. You got to talk about it. You got to do it. We're in the candy corn Conga line. We're in the wee hours. Not quite the home stretch of the night. And I'm obviously I'm going to lose a lot of sleep, but hey, you got to do it, man. It's the event. Got to do the event. Got to do the event, boys and girls. So I'm going to open things up, guys. I'm going to open it up with not the first thing on my list of things to talk about. Oh, look, we got the horror boy. Hey, Nate. Nate, if you see the link, man, click on the link and come on in, dude. Hang out. Hang out with your wang. Well, wait, don't do that, but hang out with us. Come on in. I'll pop you in here if you come in. It's always good to have you around, dude. But yeah, I'm gonna start with a springboard topic, guys. Favorite Halloween candy? Like you remember going trick or treating? Door to door, you ring the doorbell, you knock on the door, you say trick or treat, you get your candy, you get home, you inspect it. Make sure you inspect it. What are you hoping to find?
Oh, Reese's Pieces, because it's
Ooh.
chocolate and peanut butter mixed into one. It's like a magical experience for your mouth.
When I was a kid, it was Warheads before they were changed before they changed the recipe where they were actually sour Warheads. So
Oh. Now I always like getting like the mini Three Musketeers or like the mini Hershey's Special Darks. Like those are always good.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
even because
But I see what you're saying. Oh, sorry, Ty.
Warheads suck now. They changed the recipe because of kids doing the Warhead challenge, and some parents sued.
Oh. Another fun one to get, and like this was a very uncommon one to get, which is why it was always so great to get, is when you get Pop Rocks.
Oh yeah, Pop Rocks are dope.
Just don't mix them with soda.
Oh, I've tried that. It usually doesn't kill you.
Yeah, that's an urban legend, but it's a cool urban legend. Like kids always dare each other to do that, thinking they're gonna like
Their stomach's gonna.
But they don't. You never explode. You're not a pigeon. You're not gonna. Your stomach's not gonna explode. Nate says almond joy for him. I get that. I like mounds myself. I'm more of a mounds girl. Well, you know what I mean. But hey, I like those. But it's just because of the dark chocolate. I'm a bigger fan of dark chocolate over the standard milk chocolate.
I never was much a fan of one of those. So because I'm just not a fan of coconut. So
Oh yeah, like I get that. Some people don't like coconut. I mean, it's a thing, you know.
Yeah.
I like things that are kind of tropical. So like, you know, I guess.
The only coconut I don't like, or I did like, I should say, because they don't make it anymore. But Sonic used to have for half price shakes after 8. They used to have chocolate cream pie shake. It was really good.
Oh, and candy corn. I like candy corn too, Nate. Like one of the funnest things I used to do in the summertime, not even in October, but we had this store. It was a few towns away. It was called the Way Store. It was run by 2 really old ladies, very nice ladies, so polite as old ladies tend to be. And they sold every type of candy you could imagine, and they'd sell it by the pound, and it was like a penny a piece. So like I always used to go there off season and get candy corn because you can't get it most of the year. Like, so it was always fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of Halloween in August.
It always tastes better on Halloween, though.
Yeah, Halloween is the time to have it. I mean, I don't have any like right now because I'm on a diet, but like there's a bag of it downstairs, and I might steal a few pieces tomorrow night just because it's Halloween, or tonight, I should say, later on tonight. We're in the wee hours of the morning, so I mean, it's not it's technically night out, but it's morning.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
oh fuck, who knows how it is? He loves the flavor of coconut and the texture. Like, yeah,
There we go.
I get that. And Nate with the candy corn tip.
Hell yeah, man. They're good. And this one came with like little pumpkins.
Oh, you fucking the ones that have the little pumpkins. Like, I don't know. I'm a traditionalist. I go for the original, the OG, just the standard candy corn. But I don't shy away from the ones with the little pumpkins or the chocolate ones because they have chocolate candy corn now too.
Either that or one of the things I always loved is the Butterfinger. Looking for a Butterfinger as a kid because that's always been one of my favorite candy bars.
Oh, I used to like Butterfinger a lot, but I had to stop eating them because like my teeth got all bad, and now it's just like it's a nightmare. And like I'm sure if I could afford a dentist, it would be his dream, but my nightmare. So I stick to stuff that doesn't get stuck in my teeth.
I've been trying to get my teeth to be better because good oral health is good overall. So
yeah, it's I try to take care of them. I brush them all the time, but I inherited some bad choppers, so like yeah, it is what it is. I got mad cavities, missing mad teeth, but we don't want to talk about that. It's not to think about.
Okay.
But oh shit, Nate's got some news for his channel, man. Check this shit out. Uploaded some videos tonight. Horror Boy is back, and dude, I gotta say, I'm so glad you're back, man. Like, I like to see people making content, and we don't get enough of Nate. Don't get enough of Nate around here.
Horror Boy's back. All right.
We gotta get John to make a rap for Nate. Do a Horror Boy rap. Be pretty cool. Like, I don't know if he'll be back. I think his laptop or his tablet or whatever may have died. That might be why he disappeared. It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
what's the funeral?
Fucking technology makes us and it breaks us all at once. But I was used to like trick or treating. Like, it was fun to get the candy. Like, it's more fun to just look at the decorations. Like, you go out and you see some of these people, they go hog wild with their house and their backyard, and like they got so much decorations up.
For us, it was always more of a. It was always interesting just because, combining birthday celebration and for me, and trick or treating. So it was always kind of interesting balancing them. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. For those of you watching, and those of you who will watch this in the future potentially, it is Halloween night or morning, and it is Ty's birthday. So if you know who this fellow down below me is, wish him a happy birthday. He's the birthday boy tonight, So yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, especially.
Oh, sorry, Ty. Go ahead.
Especially since with me, I grew up in the middle of Kansas, nowhere. So we would have to go to the next town over just to go trick-or-treating. So because nobody went out in the country. So.
Well, you got a couple houses, like you got a few neighbors, but yeah, like there's not a lot going on. Oh, we got someone in the back. Let me pull them in here. Let's see who we got. Oh, it's your boy. Add to the team.
Well, that was a different house than we had.
Oh, okay. I can hear you.
I hope I got the right mic pulled up. That sounded like decent.
Yeah, you sound coming through 5x5.
You sound good.
Yeah, because that was a farm out in the middle of nowhere. So.
Okay.
How's everybody doing tonight?
All right.
Doing okay. Hanging in there.
Happy Halloween. Sorry, I missed so many of the streams. I missed John's stream. I missed Trenchy's stream. I'm sorry about that, guys.
You're good.
That's all right. Like, stuff happens. Like, we were just watching movies anyway. Like, and that's always cool. I like to watch movies with John and Trench. Like, I do that a lot. This happens regularly. You guys don't see it, of course, because we can't share the movies online because the copyrights are fucking cruel and petty.
Or we would watch all the movies with you.
Yeah, not even just crappy public domain movies, but like all the movies.
We'll watch good movies, bad movies. Why the fuck did you make this movies? Oh my god, I need to bleach my eyes movies. Like, we'll watch them all.
Trench will watch things with all of you.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'd do that over the Village. Fuck the Village.
But it is what it is. We're subjugated by the cool, petty copyright gods.
What you guys watching tonight?
Well, we watched Witch's Night Out, and then followed that on Trenchy's stream. We watched The Midnight Hour, which I hadn't seen either. And what a great film that was. I like that.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I got really busy throughout the day.
You're good.
Mike, of course, later on tonight at 10 o'clock, I'm going to be watching The Night Dracula Saved the World. So, like, Nate, if you want to join me for that, you're welcome to.
Yeah.
I'll drop you the link in the Hangouts.
Yeah, I just filmed some videos today. It's good to be back. I'm hoping to get back on my schedule, too.
Cool.
It's good to have you back, man. Like, you disappeared for a little while, and we're like, okay, Nate.
Welcome back.
It's your boy. As Elton said, the bitch is back.
I'm pretty pleased with how this little event I've organized is going. Like, I'm glad everybody embraced it and really taken it on board. Like, I've been overwhelmed with how many people have enjoyed doing this. It's like this massive fun.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm glad you were able to get everything together. Like, get everybody to do this. It's just really cool.
This is a good question, Ben, and this depends a lot on where you're located. If you're over here on the East Coast, it ends at 5:15 a.m. on the 1st. So that's tomorrow, mañana. If you're there in the Pacific time zone, it actually ends at 2:15 tomorrow. If you're over there in UK Britain land, it ends at 10:15 a.m. tomorrow. And if you're in the time zone, it ends at 4:15 tomorrow. And finally, if you're mountain, it ends at 3:50 tomorrow. I answered about everybody who could potentially be watching. 3:15. 3:15, because you got the central. Oh no, central is actually. I'm sorry. Central is 4:15. My bad. I was looking at the mountain list for all my mountain folks. I tried to include everybody that like could potentially watch. I mean, there's a lot of time zones in the world, so obviously I included everybody, but I got you covered. It's the fucking box costume. I love the box. I love the box hat.
I'm a homeless robot.
What's that Power Man 5000 song? You are a robot. Of course, we've got Ty in his plague mask.
Come on.
Which people watching now, if you weren't around for it, you should have seen fucking Nathan. He was pro, and the night before that, he was dressed as the Joker, man.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could have done it tonight, but my brother wasn't here, so he couldn't do the makeup.
Ah.
But I do have something to replace that with.
Oh, cool. Full moon. I don't want to call you fool. It's just full moon. We got other people on the central time zone that are in our little group too. Like we got Kara. Like he's in the central time zone. So you ain't the only one. Oh shit. Oh dude, I love the ECW shirt.
Thanks.
Fucking gotta represent ECW. Old ECW, not when they tried to revive it.
They couldn't revive
watching
ECW.
these later.
No.
Oh, the Purge.
Which Purge is your favorite, Nate?
I like all of them so far, but I haven't seen the newest one. Probably the second one.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I've only seen the first, and I've only seen number 1 and the first Purge with the gangsters.
Yeah, I didn't see the third movie yet, but I love the first one. I love the second one even more, and I love the or whatever it's called, the first Purge. I like that one too.
The first Purge is dope. I don't like the original movie, but the first Purge is awesome. I like that one a lot.
I haven't seen any of the Purge movies. I gotta get on that.
I don't know if they're not really my cup of tea. I've seen all of them multiple times, and I'm like,
I just want to answer Ben's question. I like the snowballs when they turn orange. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I like the little cakes that look like pumpkins.
Right.
Oh, good too. Also, Little Debbie used to make these snack cakes that look like pumpkins. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, Trench, but those are pretty damn good.
I think so.
They're
Well, I
like
really
gingerbread flavored, and they're soft, and they got like a pumpkin filling.
The popcorn balls.
My
Oh.
favorite's like the Halloween Rice Krispies they make.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Either that or one of my favorite treats, and more my grandma made it for birthday. Peanut butter bars.
Mm.
Oh, I like peanut butter bars. Bars are good. Oh, I also like those Reese's pumpkins. Like if you ever see the Reese's cups, they make Reese's pumpkins.
Oh, of course. That's like really good too, because it's the same as a Reese's pump cup or the pumpkin, and it's fucking dope, and it's got that extra texture to it, because it's shaped like a pumpkin, so it's thicker.
Yeah, the chocolate's a little bit thicker on those, so you get a little bit more chocolate for your money.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, go ahead, Ethel. My bad.
Oh, no. Go ahead. I was going to bounce off to a topic, but if you've got something else, like, go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna say whoever made it Reese's was epic. That's one of the best inventions since toilet paper.
So I got a springboard topic right here, guys, that we can get in on, and this should be wild because there's a lot of them. What's your favorite Halloween commercial?
It's hard.
Wow. Halloween commercial.
There's a lot of those.
I'm trying to think of one that really sticks out to me.
Gosh.
Yeah. This is a lot harder question than it should be.
The only one I could think of is, we live near an amusement park, Worlds of Fun. And they have this thing that they do. It's called the Halloween Haunt. And those commercials were always freaky as a kid. Like, they have one where they have a whole bunch of horror-themed rides. And some of them are quite freaky. Like, you actually have to be in order to participate in the Halloween Haunt, you have to be over 16 years old. So they advise no little kids participate in it. Those commercials were always freaky. Like they had a few like creepy clowns and stuff. And I'm not one to find clowns creepy, but
Ben brings up a good one. The old Budweiser Halloween ads. Those are pretty good. And Full Moon, he's bringing up another good one. Elvira also did some Coors ads for a while. He was the Coors girl.
Yeah.
And of course, guys, I like Coors.
Sponsor us, beer people.
It's the only beer that keeps the werewolves away because it's the silver bullet. Gotta have it.
Yeah, man.
I gotta stick with my good old Kansas beer, Boulevard Wheat.
Well, there goes our chip guy. Thanks a lot.
Hey, Boulevard Wheat wants to sponsor any of us. Cool, because
Budweiser though. Budweiser did have those ads with Spuds McKenzie in the mansion, and you could win a Halloween party with Spuds McKenzie. I don't know if you guys remember that ad.
I don't think I was alive.
This was late '80s, so you weren't thought of yet. But
yeah, I was
Budweiser used to have this mascot, and it was a little dog. And the dog was named Spuds McKenzie, and they would dress him up.
Oh.
And actually, guys, you get a chance to you won't hear the ad, but you will see these ads that I'm talking about if you stay tuned after this broadcast and follow the link to the next video, because the next video is the premiere of Trash Picture Theater Worst Witch, and I have put those ads in that video, so you'll be able to see them while you watch all of us talk about it. It'll be it's me, Trenchy, and Deacon in that video. So like that's
And
a cool one.
Marty.
And Marty. Don't forget Marty. Don't forget Marty.
Oh.
It's
Wait.
not a party without Marty.
There was the Monster cereal ads with the blueberry and the mummy and the vampire.
Full Moon, you're the first you're the second person that told me about that. The other one was our friend Sadie. But yeah, like the monster ads, French.
Yes, for like the cereal.
Yeah. Oh, like Frankenberry and Boo Berry and Count Chocula.
Yes.
I've always liked Frankenberry the best.
I was always a
So I've got
blueberry
a
guy.
question for you guys.
Ooh.
What's your guys' favorite Scooby-Doo movie to watch around this time of year?
Oh fuck! You're asking me to pick like a favorite child. I like a lot of Scooby Doo.
I like the one where Shaggy turns into a wolf man. What's that? The reluctant werewolf?
Scooby Doo
Yeah.
and the Reluctant Werewolf, and you got Dracula in it, and he has two henchmen, and one of them's Elvira, and the other one's a little hunchback werewolf guy, and then he has two other hunchback that are friends, but one of them can't talk and always has his tongue out, and the other one's elegant and like British, and they do like monster trucks, and there's a King Kong creature that's part King Kong, part Genghis Khan.
Hey, Trench, it's not Elvira. It's Vampira.
Oh, Vampira. My bad. Thank you.
But on the topic of Elvira, Neuroleptic here has said, finished the Elvira autobiography a few days ago. Very interesting life. Check your local library. And I actually picked that book up a few days ago. I haven't had a chance to read it yet because I've been busy with the Conga Line stuff and Jam stuff. But I can't wait to crack it open and start reading. Like, I've read lots of interviews with her back in the day because, like, every time around this time of year, Femme Fatale's magazine would interview her, and I always used to read that magazine a lot. It was a good read. Oh, cool on the cool behind the scenes stuff from the movies. They had a great interview there here with Jennifer Tilly too, like when they were making Bride of Chucky.
I would say one of my favorites is Zombie Island.
Zombie Island's dope.
I have not seen Return to the Zombie Island.
Me neither.
There's a part of me that kind of refuses to watch it. But
there's a second one.
There is a
they made a second one recently.
Return to Zombie Island. Oh, and then there's I'll say this: I like the first Scooby-Doo movie, so
I like both.
Oh, I love the first Scooby. I even have fun with the second one.
By the way, release the Scooby cut. I want to see that R-rated Scooby-Doo movie that James Gunn wrote.
Yeah. Right? It's so crazy.
Where we get to see Shaggy and Scooby smoke pot, and we get to see a kissing scene between Velma and Daphne.
Well, we sort of already got that kind of thing with Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back when they were picked up by the Scooby Gang and like they smoked them up, and then like Scooby-Doo got a stoner boner. Everybody remembers that.
Stoner boner.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see that though. If people can start a Twitter mob and get the Snyder cut going, I think we could get the Scooby cut going.
Now, the film that Ben is talking about, is that the most recent one you guys had just mentioned?
No, that's not. This is a newer one. I think it might be a spinoff of the TV show, because originally in the like 70s or 80s there was a TV show called Scooby Doo, the new Scooby Doo movies, where Scooby Doo would meet up with people like the Harlem Globetrotters, Batman, the Addams Family, the Knots. But they remade it, and now they had people like Elvira on it now, and they brought back Batman, and they essentially revived that franchise. That series.
Well, that's nice. You get a whole different generation in on the fun.
Yeah. I really like Scooby Doo meets the Boo Brothers. Like that's one of my favorites. But I also really like Cyber Chase. I thought Cyber Chase was an underrated entry.
Cyber Chase is good. I like Cyber Chase. Oh,
my favorite's always been The Reluctant Werewolf. That's just that and Zombie Island are my top two favorite Scooby Doo movies to watch around this time of year.
Oh,
Reluctant Werewolf is lost. I grew up with that.
I'll say this too. Any of the Scooby Doo movies that have the Hex Girls.
Oh, there was
yeah.
you got the one with the witch, and then you got the one with the vampire.
Yeah,
and then they got a new one.
I wish that was a real rock band.
Huh.
Oh, did you know that the reason why they say earth, wind, fire, and air instead of earth, wind, fire, and water is because of one of the singers or the writers was actually Wiccan, and they didn't want them like actually summoning spirits, so they changed it slightly to make it like not work because they were afraid that if they did earth, wind, fire, and water, that it would like summon spirits. That's the rumor they're saying, but like. It's interesting.
It wasn't to avoid confusion with the band Earth, Air, Fire, Water?
It might have been, but there was a rumor that like it was because of Wiccan.
Well, and that one's great. The one with the witch, because Tim Curry plays the bad guy.
Yeah.
So he basically plays a Stephen King ripoff. So
isn't The Witch's Ghost the movie where like they catch a person in a witch costume and then an actual witch shows up and she's an actual ghost?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I didn't know that then. There's an episode in Mystery Incorporated where Daphne Jordan, the Hex Girls, was hot.
Man, I gotta see that. I gotta see that episode.
Mystery Incorporated was dope.
Because Daphne dressed up as a punk like that. Hey Trent, what's your guys' opinion on the Scooby Doo: The Mystery Begins and then the sequel they made?
Oh, good God!
What the fuck?
That's the opinion. What the fuck?
Hi, I forgot they made movies until you just said that. I'm like, oh shit, they did make that.
I didn't see the second one, and then I know they got that new like Daphne and Velma with that chick from the Descendants movies in it, and I was like, why no one asked for a Daphne and Velma spinoff where they're in high school?
I remember when that came out, and I watched the premiere, and I'm like,
me too.
This is meh. It's okay.
What the fuck?
I never saw Curse of the Lake Monster, and I never saw
did either.
And I never saw the Daphne and Velma one because that just looked
it looked like a cash grab. Like I like one of the actresses. I thought she's cool, but like it just looks like a cash grab.
I thought it. Well, I just thought it looked like it was based on the trailer. I thought it looked like maybe I'll watch it for free, and even then, I like never watched it because I thought it looked like it was trying to push a message that I don't agree with. So,
okay. Well, we're trying to keep it light, June, so we're not going to go into the messages that we may or may not agree with, because sometimes things and like we don't want to alienate it.
I was leaving it that. So
okay, I just wanted to give you the fair warning, the heads up. We try to keep it light and fun, just talking about whatever,
Yeah.
Do you guys think I could make it up my stairs in my box legs and feet?
Please don't hurt yourself, French. Like, be very careful if you're going to try that. Like, do you have a handrail?
Yeah. Maybe I might just take them off.
Definitely be careful. Like, err on the side of safety, Trent. You don't want to fall and, like, hurt yourself and then be like, I can't come back to the stream. I fell down the stairs because of boxing.
Trent, I could push you down the stairs.
Please don't. Why? I think because look, like my legs, like I'm literally like Torgo right now. That wasn't on purpose.
Are you Dr. Pepper?
Oh, HBO Max is making a Velma solo animated show. It's a prequel. Are you guys interested in seeing that?
Depends on the trailer, but sounds based on the premise, no.
I like confused. You need them all together. You can't separate them.
Hey, at least they're not. At least they're not making a Scrappy solo movie or something like that. So
I will watch that. Scrappy should go like they should make a movie where Scrappy has to fight all the famous horror villains, ranging from Dracula all the way to like Victor Crowley. Like he has to fight like Jason and Michael and Dracula and the Gill Man and just a bunch of famous movie monsters.
Yeah, Ocean Man.
Yeah, Ocean Man.
What about Scooby's brother?
Oh, you mean Dummy Doo?
Yeah.
Hey, Sasha.
Fucking Sasha, I love the new icon. We got animated Sasha in the chat.
Why does he? I swear, his new logo. He looks like Benjamin Franklin.
What? Benjamin Franklin was bald?
Yeah, he was. He had long hair and he was bald, but he looks like Benjamin Franklin.
The key word here is he had long hair. He had a super receded hairline.
I think it looks like animated Benjamin Franklin.
That's his shadow. God.
Well, they should make a movie where Benjamin Franklin fights vampire Nazis in Antarctica.
Awesome.
Oh, you know what they should do, Ben? They should do a Johnny Quest movie. That'd be pretty cool. I'd watch a Johnny Quest movie.
I'm down.
I'd watch that.
What's your guys' favorite Halloween specials on like cartoons growing up? I always enjoyed the SpongeBob Halloween specials.
I'm a big fan of the Simpsons Halloween specials. Like I like up until like they got to like crazy later seasons when I wasn't able to watch it regularly. I loved those every year.
Here, Nate, maybe you can help me remember this one. It was a Halloween special on Cartoon Network. Leonard Nimoy voiced a character in it, and it was like went through the history of Halloween and stuff like that, like the history of mummies and zombies and stuff like that. I can't remember the name of it, but like that was one of my favorites as a kid. I just can never remember the name as an adult. I don't even know why.
I know what you're talking about. It's really dope.
Yeah, it's really good.
Remember the name.
One of my let's see.
I don't remember either. What year was that? Like early 2000s?
No, they premiered it like they had it all over Cartoon Network like around for about 10 or so years because it was released in like 93. So
Hey, Sasha.
We
Hi.
got Sasha. Welcome,
Hi.
friend.
Sasha, what's up, man?
I really shouldn't be awake right now, but I am.
Well, Brian was doing the same thing.
Yeah, like it's Halloween. It only comes once a year. You're allowed to stay up super late.
Yeah.
Now, Treehouse of Horror. I know they had a limited, like they had a DVD that had like a few episodes on it for The Simpsons, but I don't think they have one that has the complete series, like the complete, every year they've ever done it up until it was made version. Which they could.
Wow.
I think
My favorite.
I think Ben has it.
Oh, go ahead, June.
I think Ben has it. It's the Halloween tree.
The last time I watched The Simpsons, Trenchy, was the year you were born.
Yay! Hey, you going to work today? You can't walk? No.
Oh yeah, so Ben knows what the score is. This guy, he knows everything. Jesus, and you always jump on the spot with the facts. I appreciate the hell for you about that.
Yeah.
The fucking info coming through in a pinch when we don't know what's going on.
I think I've lost some of my movie knowledge. I've been hit in the head too many times with tree branches. So.
Who did you say that I look like in this picture?
Say what?
Ty, who did you say I look like in this picture?
I think it's just I do think it is the shadow, but you look like Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, I really did not see that.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it is.
It's a very strong likeness. If you look at the photo, it looks just like that, but I'm in cartoon form, obviously, basically.
Yeah. I like cartoon Sasha. You look cool. He's a cool dude.
Thank you.
I'm gonna hang that picture up of you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Ray Bradbury is in that. I believe he wrote it too.
It's one of the great science fiction writers of our modern times, Ray Bradbury.
Do you guys watch Blair Witch Project around this time of year?
Oh, that's a good question.
We watch what?
The Blair Witch Project.
I never was much.
I do not like the movie.
Oh, that was. I haven't seen that since it basically came out.
I never liked any of the Blair Witch movies.
I remember renting it from the video store on VHS when it came out. Like, I was like surprised that the ending wasn't more dramatic. It's like literally just a bad mask.
My sister once met the directors, and I think that was before it became the phenomenon that it became.
Oh,
that's cool.
Cool.
But no.
That would be a kind of movie to watch. Is there a favorite movie you guys watch around this time of year? Favorite Halloween kind of movie? It doesn't have to be Halloween, but you know what I mean.
You usually just go watch my favorite horror movie, The Omen, and then maybe have a Friday the 13th marathon.
Definitely Pumpkinhead. There's also a movie I grew up with called Fun Size, which is a good little movie. And another one, I didn't get to them this year though, sadly. But another fun one to watch around this time is like People Under the Stairs really hits around Halloween. Like, I love that movie every time, but it does hit around Halloween for me.
It's some Halloween kind of vibes, even though it's not specifically a Halloween movie. Like Ernest Scared Stupid is great. Then, like I usually check that out. Like, oh, and fun fact about Scared Stupid, some of the troll costumes are actually recycled and redressed redressed clown costumes from killer clowns from outer space.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Love that. Love that fact. Norleptic, those 7 horror movies, Do It For Me, Carrie, Exorcist, Omen, Halloween, etc. Yeah, the 70s were a magical time for horror movies.
I watched a short film today about the controversy surrounding The Exorcist, but how it was different back then to now because, you know, there was no internet back then, of course. Now it had a completely different effect on people to now.
Oh, yeah, because there's nothing to, like, really spoil it unless you talk to somebody who's seen it back then. But now it's like, you know, everybody knows all about it.
Yeah, and the parodies and the, you know.
Yeah. I like, honestly, personally, I've never found the whole Exorcist thing to be that scary, but it's just because I'm not, like, a real big believer in demonic possessions and that whole bag. Like, it's cool. Like, it's a cool idea, I guess, but I've never been super fond of it. It's a good movie, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trashing it.
I think what makes it extra scary is it really happened. You know, it's not a fiction. It's true. It took place.
Yeah, it happened to a little boy who now has a high place in government, or at least did.
I always. Oh shit! Sorry, Ty. Go ahead.
You know, stuff like that does exist. Not really gonna say how I know this, but stuff like that does exist. But it's not. The movies do always kind of embellish the true horrors of demonic possession.
Yeah.
And that, like, that kid, like, usually all it is, usually all it is just like the kid has a total change in personality, and like usually they only do it like around a certain time when they get a certain age. So like usually people just think, oh, well, the kid's just growing up, you know, natural stuff. But usually it's to the extreme. Like the kid will usually like start like really freaking out when you go to church, like to the point where it, like.
Well, there's also a thing. A lot of cases are actually just cases of extreme schizophrenia that haven't been diagnosed by a doctor. You know.
Right, and so they say one of the big signs is like they did depict this a bit in The Exorcist, but like acting like an animal more, like peeing on a church or something like that, or you know.
Oh, Chunchy, I heard something today and I thought of you because I don't know why, but a woman was saying you have to pee on the shark, and I just thought of you.
Yay! I'll pee on the shark for you, Sasha.
It's some kind of a ceremony where you pee on a shark.
Who the fuck is doing this?
People be
Where the fuck are they giving a shark, and why are they peeing on it?
I don't even remember the context. Like, I can't tell you.
No, you can't. Someone needs to Google this shit.
If I went into my internet history, I could see what I watched and try and remember what it stems from.
I'll be right back, guys.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that, but
that case is just sad. The real story of the exorcism of Emily Rose.
Wait, that was based off a true story?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
I thought it was a movie.
no. That case is one of the most horrific exorcist cases ever. I mean, it is this girl for 4 years. She wanted to be a. I don't know if it was a nun or something. She wanted to be something of that nature, and she just got. I mean, I am a Christian, but like the whole exorcism thing, like a lot of that is just a very sick child, like schizophrenia or something like that. But I actually do think she was possessed, because that girl went through a living hell.
Oh, I think I remember now. Didn't she like die from malnourishment or something like that?
Malnourishment, but it was kind of on purpose because she wanted it to end. But because of her religious beliefs, she can't kill herself, so she chose not to eat. She was only like 16 years old or something like that.
Oh, jeez.
Well, by not eating, it's going to happen, I suppose.
Well,
Yeah.
she went through a living hell for 4 years. I mean, they did 7 exorcisms on that girl, and the real horror of it is that the judge, the whole court scenes, because they had to go through multiple judges just to prove that this was an act. She chose to do this, and there's a documentary on YouTube you can watch about it. The real Emily Rose or something like that is. But you have to be in that right mood to watch it, because you don't at least get a little emotional watching that, then you're pretty heartless. So
that's true. But that brings me to another good question, guys. Is there a favorite sort of either Halloween documentary or like sometimes they have these serial killer documentaries or historical spooky person documentaries that you guys like?
I don't know if I've ever seen one.
Of what?
Really? Of historical figures that are a little bit spooky, like Vlad the Impaler or Elizabeth Bathory, or like serial killers like Jack the Ripper, or like Ted Bundy. You guys have any favorites?
You ever hear about the history about Bloody Mary?
Oh no, dude! Like what's that about?
Well, it's actually not the urban legend part; it's the real historical figure, Bloody Mary. You start really realizing how back then they'd give these people power and just go nuts with the power and stuff like that. She basically went crazy.
I love watching any documentary about the serial killers. Really. There's Netflix used to have it. I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. But H.H. Holmes, anything on H.H. Holmes is interesting. Or even despite how creepy he really was, even stuff about Albert Fish is interesting, because that guy was a creepo man.
Mr. Fish.
Yes.
Like A&E had a series where they basically
That's the real picture of me, just for context.
Oh, for a second I thought you were talking about Gacy, and I'm like, dude, come on, you'd never murder someone.
See?
There's
Like,
really
Well, my
good,
mom still thinks you're a serial killer.
there's a really good
What, say that she no longer does, right? That's what you said?
Oh, well, now she doesn't think you're one, but she still thinks you look like one. No offense.
Is there a serial killer standard look?
I don't know. I think my mom just thinks British people are serial killers.
Maybe
I
it's
hope that's
because I'm
not
not
offensive.
clean
They
shaven. Maybe it's because I'm not clean shaven. That probably doesn't help.
Maybe. Well, you're good, dude.
What's up, Nate?
I just said they
Oh. But yeah, no, there's a lot of good ones. There's another good one I've seen on Elizabeth Bathory, and like it goes into like the extent of like what she did to the people, to like her serving girls and stuff.
Mm.
And like I don't know if you know much about it, but like this woman was twisted. Like in addition to bathing in blood, like sometimes she'd take like a serving girl and she'd strip her naked and throw her outside, and it's winter time, and she would throw buckets of water on her and watch her freeze.
I was like listen for a while because I was doing research for my book. I did watch a lot of documentaries about Rasputin, and kind of came to the conclusion that that guy, he wasn't. I don't think he was like evil, like as he's been portrayed in media. He was kind of just a sleazeball, really.
So, June, was he really, would you call him a cat that really was gone?
What?
Isn't that the song lyric? He was a cat that really was gone? You never heard the Rasputin song?
Oh, I thought you meant cat as in sort of 70s jive speak, cool cat kind of.
I might have heard it, but like I just
that was one kooky cat.
I just did a lot of research.
Rasputin. You've heard this song.
No, I'm pretty sure I have.
Maybe I got the lyric wrong.
But I know I did a lot of research on him and just made the determination that he wasn't evil. He had some very interesting beliefs, let's just say, because he and like he never like he honestly for the the imperial nobles in Russia, he was known to be very not very well kept, let's say. He believed that using utensils was like wrong, so he would sit there and eat soup with his hands and eat all food with his hands.
That raises questions, I suppose.
Well, he believed that I can't do this because it's against what God wanted and stuff like that. It was just he just had some very weird beliefs, and it's just is from what I gathered from him because I was doing research for my book about him. And one of my favorite documentaries, I only saw it once. It was not about Ed Gein, but it was called The Real Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And this guy like died in 2003. I can't remember who it was, but like this guy, shortly after the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, he did start massacring people with a chainsaw. or something like
Well,
that.
no, there was another one called that, but it had nothing to do with a chainsaw. It was about a dude that shot 2 missionaries, and then he went to prison, and he started talking to this chick in prison, and then he got out of prison and started dating her and started abusing her, and she escaped. And then he tried to run away to Russia with this other chick who he was gonna abuse, but they caught him.
Is that the documentary I'm talking about then? The Real Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah, it's called The Real Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I don't remember him massacring people with a chainsaw. He might have, though.
One documentary I did watch on Netflix, I could not finish it because it was, you talk about a real piece of shit human being. It was this guy like in, I can't remember where he was from.
I'm thinking Albuquerque for some reason.
No, this
The guy in New Mexico.
no, this was like in I want to say like Ukraine or Germany, somewhere around there. I don't exactly know, but there's a part of me doesn't care because I don't even care to look it up. But it was his name. I think his name was Fritzl, Joseph Fritzl, or something like that.
That Fritzl.
Yeah, that learning about that guy. Let's put it this way: I like watching those type of disturbing serial killer documentaries, but like this one just made me absolutely disgusted, and I just turned it off. And like I've seen stuff about him and afterwards, but like
He's the cannibal guy, right?
no. He locked his daughter into in their basement. Had a non-consensual relationship with his daughter. Fathered children, and then they fathered children with him, and so on and so on. There's like they found in the basement of their house like 4 different generations of kids with this guy in his basement.
Oh, was this like a few years ago?
Yeah, like 10
Yeah,
15 years
I
ago.
heard about that. He had a woman chained in his basement.
That was
And
his
like,
daughter.
Yeah. Like, and they had kids together. Lots of kids in this basement. And like the cops raped him.
But then those kids who are also her kids and related to him as well because it was his daughter, they also had kids. And then they had kids. I mean, it was...
Yeah, it's some messed up, twisted, as John would say, twisty McTwisted shit. And yeah, you know, don't do that. Obviously, don't do that. Fuck, what are you thinking? Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Getting back on the topic of documentaries, though, there's this other one, and it should still be available on YouTube. Harvey Pictures did this great documentary on Impaler, the original Dracula, the real Dracula, and like it's wonderful because like what they did is they did reenactments of the different parts of the story, and like, it follows the story of these 3 monks that traveled to Vlad's castle to talk to him about God. And instantly he captured them and put them in the dungeon. And like these guys, they knew like their number was up, and they're sitting around worrying about what's going to happen to them because I don't know if you guys know the story of Vlad the Impaler, but he used to impale people as suggested by the name. Which an impaling, guys, if you're not truly versed on what that is, it's not like in the movies where they put a stake through your heart. The stake goes up your butt, and then they hoist you up, and they put the stake in the ground, so you're on the top of this stake, and gravity slowly pushes the stake through you until it comes out like either through your neck, your chest, wherever. Very slow way to die. But it's a cool ass documentary. If you ever get
Yeah,
a chance,
I think I've seen that documentary, Ethel.
Oh shit, you've seen that, Nate?
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't think. See, if you go back and you really research these people from like history, like the real people, just crazy because I didn't know like that was what Vlad the Impaler did. But yeah,
If
Yeah.
only he'd been given the name Vlad loves to play with kittens.
we could have been spared. And of course, the documentary will tell you, but I'll tell you right here because it's kind of a cool story. Vlad ended up that way because as a child, his parents gave him to the Turks as a peace offering. They gave him away to the Turks as a peace offering temporarily. It's like an exchange. So like they kept him in a cell his entire young life, like, since he was like 5 till like when he was 18, and he was repeatedly raped by the Turks, and like historians believe that that's where his fascination of impaling people right in the butt came from, is from the sodomy that he had to have endured over the years.
That makes sense.
And the film explains this in pretty well in less I don't know less suggestive terms, I guess. They're pretty scientific about it. But yeah, he ended up coming back. They end up giving him back, and he takes his place as ruler. And he has a field day doing that. But he's still celebrated to this day as a hero in his homeland, even though he routinely impaled innocent people for breathing or showing disgust in what he was doing. Because he impaled so many people that when the Turkish army came to invade, they had to go through this thing that was called the Forest of the Impaled. And what Vlad did was he just impaled as many villagers as he could, and he had them all lined up and come into the country. So you had to go through this forest and line the road, and just people impaled on these stakes, dead, rotting, smelling. And the Turks, they came through, and the king came through with the army, and he looked around and he's like, what can you do against somebody who would do this to their own people? So you know what happened, guys? They turned the fuck around and they went back home because like, we don't want any of this done.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know in the early 90s, I remember reading that Christopher Lee wanted to direct a Vlad the Impaler movie. And he did not want to return as Dracula, even though Vlad, he wanted to find somebody to play Vlad that wasn't him, but he wanted to direct a Vlad the Impaler movie. And he wanted to make it really accurate with Hammer.
That would have been great. Like a Hammer Vlad the Impaler movie would have been great. They wouldn't have pulled any punches.
Hey, Hammer's still around. Hopefully they could still do it today. So.
Yeah, but I would have loved to see it back then. Oh, sorry, Nate. Go ahead.
Am I right in thinking that Norman Bates was based on a real person as well?
Yeah.
He was based on Ed Gein.
Oh, when you said Ed Gein, I thought you were talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre just before.
Yeah, he's based. He's pretty much based, like they took Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Psycho, and Silence of the Lambs, all from Ed Gein.
Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. And a little. I kind of argue with people a little bit. Just a little bit off of Jason, a little bit the whole mother angle with Ed Gein, because let's face it, the reason why Ed Gein was crazy was because his mother was because of his mother. So
freak.
I kind of do argue a little bit that Jason is loosely based on Ed Gein too, loosely though.
Very loose.
Yeah, very loosely, but I do tell people that a little bit of Jason too. So,
Like, and for those who aren't super versed on Ed Gein, which I don't blame you if you're not, but I've seen a few documentaries. Oh, and there's a great movie that came out in the very early 2000s called Ed Gein, and it's super good. You should check that out if you can.
hey, yeah, I did. Yeah, Ed Gein's very interesting, and if I become a director, Trench knows who it is, but I have the perfect actor to play Ed Gein.
Okay, very well. But like getting back to the story of Ed Gein, this guy, he came from a household with a single mother. His mother was a deeply religious woman, and she used to tell him all about the evils of women, and she used to keep him on a very tight leash. He was somewhat abusive to Ed Gein, and the guy did not have any formal schooling. He wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer, so to speak. And when his mother died, he became isolated and alone. He lived in this big farmhouse by himself, and eventually, all the mental problems he had, the whatever inherent loss of faculties that are there, and loss of sanity that's there, just got worse. And he took to raiding graves. And like when cops raided his home, they found odd things like lamps made out of human skin and chairs made of human bones. He had a cereal bowl that was made out of a human skull. But in the town, everybody liked Ed. He was well loved by the town members. He was just that weird guy. They'd pay him to do odd jobs, and it said that like you'd pay him to do a job, and he would do well and above. Like I think what they say, you pay Ed $1 to do something, and you get $1.50's work out of it. Like he was that kind of guy. But he was very strange, very weird. And they just thought he was just this odd fellow. They never knew that he was going to like start killing people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now, yeah. It goes to show it's always the quiet ones.
Yeah, I wanted to. I would like to direct an Ed Gein movie, and I wanted to get Emilio Estevez
to play him.
Yes.
That's kind of an odd choice. Ed Gein was sort of he sort of, I don't know. I don't think Emilio Estevez. I know he's a lot older now, but I don't think that's. I don't know. That's kind of a strange choice.
Well, to me, you kind of need an actor who has that sort of nice guy image, and have that so he can do sort of that, so people would not be expecting it. So. But
one of the ways that Ed Gein relates to Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs is he actually had a mask that was made out of the face of a woman, and he actually had what they were calling a breast vest. That's what police called it. They called it a breast vest, where he'd taken a woman's breasts and he'd preserved them, and he made this vest out of it. And I guess he would wear this breast vest and this woman's face, and sort of parade around his house. Very, very weird, very disturbed individual, for sure. You're not bringing him home to mother. That's for damn sure.
And when he finally went to prison, he wanted what was it? An apple pie with cheese on top of it. That's just from
that's what he wanted. Which actually, I thought that was a strange thing, but I've learned that it's actually not that uncommon a thing to do. Which some people do. It's like a regional thing. Like I think it's a Midwest thing. June, you ought to know better than me about that. You're from the area.
No. I can safely say in the Midwest, I've never heard of people having apple pie with cheese on it. Because well, he was from Wisconsin. They're cheeseheads there, so maybe that's a Wisconsin thing. But
apples and cheese go well. They do make a good combination. Just an apple and cheese. They go well together. So I can imagine apple pie, maybe too.
I mean, I was gonna say, Nate.
If it's a nice brie, Nate
is closer to Wisconsin than I am. So Nate, do they have apple pie with cheese on top of it in your neck of the woods?
Nah, but a lot of people here eat peanut butter sandwiches with chili.
That's weird.
I see. That's not weird at all to me because think of a satay sauce that's got peanuts in it. I think that's completely fine.
Folks in the chat, do you take your apple pie with Swiss or cheddar? Let me know.
June, do people ride horses where you live?
Yes.
I said peanuts, but it really didn't sound like it.
Oh no, I knew you said peanuts and not penises.
Yeah, I don't put that in my
Penises.
Yeah, you don't get penises in your chili.
Wait, what the hell did I just miss?
He always comes back to penises.
I said talking about the combination of peanuts and chili, they go nicely together in a spicy sauce. So they go well together. But I just wanted to clarify. I said peanuts, or I meant peanuts. I just didn't say it.
I know you said peanuts, but then I was like, why would he clarify that? He's like, oh, he doesn't want us to think he was talking about dipping penises in the chili.
Because we were totally American pie that chili.
Good God.
I was watching a musical. I'd known about it for a while, but I was rewatching it called Me and My Dick. It's a great musical.
Oh, I saw that one, Trenchy. I just never recorded a reaction to it.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Oh, you should watch more of it. Gets better. The vaginas fly.
What?
And in the end, the woman loses her vagina because it runs away with a penis that separated from their owners. But this other evil penis called Weenie ends up taking over her body.
Frenchy, where the fuck do you find this shit?
It's on YouTube. It's a great musical.
How did you find this?
Dude, I can send you the musical. It's cut into parts.
Did you look up penis play on YouTube and it popped up?
No. What happened is I'm into this company called Star Kid, and they make musicals, and that was one of their earlier musicals, was Me and My Dick.
Oh.
I stepped away for like 2 minutes, and we're talking about dicks. Why didn't you guys wait to come back? You and the tall mushrooms, Trench. You and them tall mushrooms, let me tell you.
Churchy man.
It's great. One of the vaginas has a beard and mustache, and he smokes cigars. He's called the Old Snap.
That reminds me of this other movie called Chatterbox with Rip Taylor in it. Have you guys seen this?
No.
No.
It's about a woman with a talking vagina, and the vagina sings in the movie.
Oh, I did. I heard about that.
I remember Roger talking about this on one of my streams once.
Bro, yeah, I heard about that one.
I got it in one of these packs. Huh?
Does a bird try to eat the vagina in the movie?
No, a bird does not try to eat the vagina in the movie.
Well, because in Me and My Dick, a bird tries to eat one of the penises.
French, you need to start explaining yourself.
Boy,
it's a great musical. I can send it to you.
Don't go.
Oh
too
no, I
quick.
get that. I get that.
Boy, can you imagine when we Mr.
How did you find it? Is my question.
Really
Oh,
gotta
because I
start-
watched two people called Star Kid and they made it.
Boy. When we're famous directors, I would love to see people see some of the streams we talk about.
All right, guys. So I have another one of these sort of springboard questions I'm going to pose to you and those of you in the chat. Another very Halloween thing. What is, or do you have, or what is your favorite jack-o'-lantern you've ever carved? Like, do you have a specific time when you've carved one and you really liked how it came out, and like kind of lament that it's a temporary situation? Like, what is it?
We never really carved lanterns because Kansas gets really hot, and jack-o'-lanterns tend to rot out very, very quickly in Kansas. So we've carved them, but like usually it was just simple things, and usually we gutted them and cooked pumpkin seeds. So.
Well, did you ever have like a simple design you'd carved that you really liked and were kind of sad that it is going to die? It's going to rot away.
I recreated the. I remember one year I carved 2 pumpkins and I tried to recreate the pumpkins from Halloween 1 and 2. And I put them on my front porch and people actually stopped and they're like, "Hey man, that's actually pretty good." I'm like, "Well, what's it from?" They're like, "Oh, it's from Halloween, dude. That's from the second one." I'm like, "Oh, cool, man."
See, that's always cool. Like I like that when people try to recreate like movie props and stuff. And like Halloween is the perfect movie to try and recreate the pumpkin from it because it's such a simple design. Maybe one of these days I'll get another one of these fake pumpkins and carve that design into it. I happen to be sitting with one of my favorite designs, and luckily it wasn't on a pumpkin that was going to rot. I like this one a lot, but I also like this one that says beware.
Wait, they're fake?
Oh yeah.
They don't look it.
Yeah, they're Sasha, we have these things called carvable pumpkins. They're about $3. And if you look at it, it's hold on, I can show it here. It's styrofoam. See, that's
I thought that was just very good craftsmanship.
Yeah. But I did carve these designs. These are not done by a company. These are my own carvings.
You're badass.
I'm okay. I've seen other people carve people's faces into these things, and it looks like...
That just took me back to years ago, because I didn't do this. Halloween was... I remember doing it as a child, but I just went back in my mind to that time.
That's cool, though. French, did you ever carve a pumpkin you really were fond of?
Oh, when I was 18, I finally got to carve a pumpkin by myself without help, and it came out like shit, but I did not stab myself or cut any limbs off, so I think it was a success.
Yay!
Yay!
Cookies. I'm gonna just start saying cookies every time. It's like, pudding is your thing, Trench. I'm more into cookies. Cookies are good. I mean, I can't have them now.
I get the impression it's about a metaphorical pudding, not a literal pudding, but just the idea of pudding.
Exactly.
Yay.
You don't have to have a pudding to appreciate pudding, if you know what I mean.
Nope. Just like you don't need to have a cookie to appreciate a cookie.
Cookies are good, though, guys.
I love cookies.
Yeah.
You could
I like
dip
them
the
with
cookies in the pudding.
I don't like them when they're dry and scratchy. I like them when they're soft cookies.
Custard, maybe.
Oh, custard for you, Sasha?
No, dip them in custard. I don't know.
Oh, you dip the cookies in custard?
I'm just going off what Trunchy said. He said you could dip them in the pudding.
You could.
I suppose so. That'd be a hard practice.
No
Well, just
matter where you go.
I wasn't sure if that was a British thing. I'm like, oh, do they do that in Britain, UK? Then they dip the cookies in the custard
It's not
cookies.
something I've ever seen.
Well, I know Trench has the Oreos, but I know what Trench and I are going to dip Oreos in blue cheese.
I might need to get more Oreos because I started eating them.
Trench, you should get the Halloween Oreos before they stop selling them.
I have a question, which is actually suitable for now.
Oh,
is there a film that is so disturbing that you couldn't make it all the way through? You had to turn it off.
I ended up finishing it, but Necromantic I had to stop it and come back later. It was when he had the cat and he killed the cat. Like I was pretty upset about that, so I had to stop and come back later.
Yeah, I'd be the same.
Like that's my line. Like,
I didn't
okay,
even see that one yet. I heard that one's
very
just
upset
crazy.
With, Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Oh, say what?
Drag Me to Hell.
I love that movie. There's a talking goat in it.
Oh, when she kills the cat.
I don't even remember. I just yeah, and she does it viciously too.
Yeah, that made me want to. I almost cried because I was really upset about that. I don't like cat murder in my movies. Like I don't like animals being murdered, but especially not cats.
No.
Never watched. I think the movie's called Philadade.
Gotcha.
It's an Italian movie about these cats, and these cats are getting murdered. It's like by a serial cat killer, and like there's a scene where all these dead cats are being lifted up and on like puppet strings, and it's really like disturbing.
Also, never watched the film Novecento on 1900. Donald Sutherland is horrible to a cat in that film.
Oh, Jesus.
Justice for cats, man. Why are these people being harmful to the cats?
Great music by Ennio Morricone.
There was a time in history where cats were targeted because of witchcraft. I think it was around the Salem witch trials, and they killed hundreds of cats, believing them to be witches' familiars. It's very sad. Which then, of course, gave rise to the Black Plague, the bubonic plague, because the rat population exploded, and more people would get the bubonic plague and rat bite fever, which is an actual disease. I forget what it's called, but that's the slang term for it.
I'm sorry, they're talking about cat.
But Nate, to get back to Necromantic, that film is fucking like
yeah, that I heard it's disgusting. I didn't even watch it. I seen the trailer to it, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I own it, and I own the sequel. The sequel's not as bad as the original, although there is this weird scene where they're watching video of a rabbit being skinned, which is actually a real rabbit being skinned, which is kind of bad. It kind of makes me sad, and it's kind of gross, but, you know, it's in there. But it's footage in a film from another film, so, like, I sort of can kind of get through it a little bit better. Because you're, like, extra removed. But, yeah, there's a scene in that movie where this guy and his girlfriend are having sex with a corpse, and like they take the eyeball out and like they got it in their mouth and they're dropping it in each other's mouth. It's really gross.
Yeah, no, I seen clips from like the trailer, because that was a movie where I didn't even really hear about it at all. I just seen it as like the poster, and I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? And then I watched the trailer. I will say this: it has a pretty catchy theme song.
Yeah, like if you can get past some of the more terrible aspects of it, it's actually not a bad film. Like that's why I own it. But it does take a strong stomach, and it does take sometimes you got to step away from it that first time you watch it and come back later and watch it with in a different state of mind.
For me, I had to come back to it. I have seen it since then, but when I first saw T, I did not like it. I thought it was disturbing.
Ah,
The only movie I had to turn off was, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but it's a movie called Mortem.
I don't think so.
It's a sequel to August Underground. It's called Mortem. And that movie, the first like 10 minutes was like so much stuff going on that I had to turn it off because I kind of couldn't handle it. I was like, this is just too much happening at once. And it like assaults you with all these shocking things. And it's not like real footage or anything like that. It's basically if the Poughkeepsie tapes was 100% of the time the tapes, and more about the serial killers, because that's what it's about the serial killers videotaping their crimes. But that movie, I couldn't finish it, and I had to come back and finish it later. And then after I watched it, I probably will never watch it again, because it's one of those movies where the first August Underground, I will say, though it's very graphic, I think it's a great horror film because it doesn't show as much gore as the other two movies. But Mortem, I thought, was just a movie that took it to that I thought was just way too out there.
Nate, you just did remind me of one movie. This is not a horror movie, but one movie that did disturb me was the Marlon Brando movie, Last Tango in Paris.
Yeah.
That movie was very disturbing.
What movie?
Last Tango in Paris or something like that. It's
never even heard of that one.
It's this movie.
I'm surprised.
It's this movie Marlon Brando did after The Godfather, and
is that the one with the unsimulated rape scene or something like that?
Yeah. Well, the girl knew that the scene was going to happen, but Marlon Brando, because he was Marlon Brando, they let him have too much power, and he wanted authenticity with the scene, and you could tell on screen. I never finished the movie.
So he like legit. He didn't rape her, did he? Like, did he just make sure she would know about that?
Yeah, she didn't know. They did it without her knowledge beforehand.
It was in the script, but Marlon Brando, being Marlon Brando, because he had so much power, he would have authenticity because he was such a method actor. So yeah,
That's horrible, man.
yeah. Like,
there's just certain movies I think go too far. Like, you don't need to have movies have some crazy stuff that I've seen some movies that I think take it way too far. Like,
well, it's one of the
Serbian film.
Yeah, that shit was nuts.
It's one of the things that, like, I'm not for method acting, because like method actors, there are some points where they take it too far. Like, I understand getting deep into the character, but like when you have to sit there and actually do something that causes physical harm to other actors or yourself, then what's the point of method acting? Nobody's going to see something like, I mean, some method actors have done stuff that's very tame, but then some people have done stuff who like so extreme that it's like, what are you doing? I mean, Alfred Hitchcock said it best that he thinks that method acting is dangerous to actors' health. And I don't like actors.
I suppose it depends on the role they're playing and what it asks of them.
And like, I don't know, man. I think certain movies can like you can touch on certain issues in movies. It's just like, I think someone once said, it's not about the subject, it's about how they handle it. It's about if it's tasteless or if they handle it with respect. And I think a lot of these shock movies that try to go out there and do that stuff, because like I said, the first August Underground, I think most should check it out. I mean, just know it's a very graphic movie and disturbing, but I think it's a good horror film. I don't think it takes it too far necessarily, but the sequels I thought really just was shock value. Like, let's just see how much we can ramp this up and see how much we can do and see how much like controversy we can create.
Try to push the limits.
I don't even
Yeah,
like
basically.
horror, shock. I'm more for, to me, to make a good horror movie, you need tension, because tension is the key to make a good horror movie. I mean, and you need the suspense to make a good horror movie too. If you sit there and it's just like the whole concept of the Alfred Hitchcock method. You tell the audience that there's a bomb under the table, and you sit there, maybe show a clock ticking, and the people are just having a conversation about, their favorite movie, or Alfred Hitchcock uses the example of baseball, something casual that everybody's going to talk about. And you make the audience think, you have to make the audience sit there and say, what are you doing? Why are you talking? There's a bomb under the table. Meanwhile, while shock is, they're just walking, and then boom. To me, that's how a good horror movie is, and have the suspense, not just.
It's the opposite. That's the opposite of a jump scare, really.
Well, I think a horror movie can both be shocking and suspenseful if you do it right.
Yeah. But it's more some of. I'm not dogging on modern directors, but I feel like a lot of modern directors don't know how to sometimes create suspense and tension. They just more go for the shock aspect of making a horror movie. So,
well, there's another thing that a lot of people don't talk about, but I recently watched an interview with John Landis, and he was talking about gore and how something could be grotesque and something could be gross, and that will terrify people. And it's no, that's I know I'm one to be telling John Landis how to fucking think, but if something is gross, that does not make it terrifying. I've seen movies where they use liver from an animal or whatever, or they use chicken parts to simulate organs, or in Night of the Living Dead, where they were eating, I'm sure some of that wasn't working liver, it was prop liver, not shoot liver, it's prop liver, but that's not scary. It's just gross. There's a difference between gross and fear,
There's a difference, yeah.
I believe it was pig. I believe it was pig. It was pig intestines, and because they had I know in Day of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead they used, I believe it was pig, because George Romero knew a butcher and he asked to borrow body parts.
I'm talking about the scene where they're eating in Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what that was.
Because some of that, all right, some of it was real intestines from an animal, like you're saying, but some of it was the scenes where they're eating it is not actually what it looks like. But
sometimes. Oh, my bad, Ethel.
Oh no, go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
Oh no, finish your thought. I'll go after.
I was just gonna say, but some movies, they just be gross and they think that that's scary, and it's really not. There's a difference, and it's not that I don't like gore. I'm fine with gore. Gore is cool. Have a gory movie. I'm all on board for it. But don't think that just because you do something really disgusting, you're terrifying your audience, because that's not what it is. And that's what always bothered me about that John Landis interview, is he'd say that, and that's just
I do
not
understand. I do understand what you mean, but if you're seeing someone's insides on the outsides, that's maybe terrifying. But it's just cool.
Here's the thing: you gotta have an extra layer to it. And I'll go back to something we did more recently. Apple hit me on Hellraiser, when Frank's coming out of the ground. What makes that scary? Yes, that's a gross scene. There's a lot of goo and there's a lot of insect type things. This guy's literally growing. But what makes that scene scary is you don't know what the fuck's happening. You don't know what this thing is coming out of the ground. It's the unknown. And then once you realize this is a person who is in agony, which we see when Frank screams, you realize it just gets more scary, because you think about, what if you were in that position? growing out of the ground. Like, you know?
Absolutely, Trench. And it must feel like, and like I always imagine it, like when his body parts are reforming, it's got to feel like when you hurt your, like what it would feel like if it was disintegrating, you know. So like you see his organs reforming, you got to think it feels like if they were being disintegrated, it's just in reverse.
Yep.
So it'd be excruciating.
And that's what made Hellraiser work, because it was not only the first two. I'll defend the second one too. The thing is like, yeah, it was gore. They're super gory, but there's a lot of psychological horror there as well. And it goes down to people. These are all people going through extreme circumstances because of their own selfish choices. And that's the real horror, is the sins of man. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Like,
yeah.
I just wanted to say that Neuroleptic, he brought something up. Sometimes jump scares are earned and sometimes they're not. And that's true. Like, there are certain movies where it's 90% jump scare, and after you see a few of them in a row, you just expect a jump scare. And you get it, and you have no scare.
Loud music telling you what to think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's Sasha. That brings up the point I was actually going to make. One of the things that just modern movies don't have is, a good composer anymore, because composers can add so much too for a horror movie or any type of movie. Like we talk about Hellraiser, the music in Hellraiser helps it too. So
one of my tutors at my media studies course, he knew Doug Bradley. That's Pinhead, right? In Hellraiser.
Right.
Yeah.
He knew him.
That's cool.
He was an actor himself.
That's very cool.
Everybody called him Eric, but that was his character's name. His real name wasn't Eric. It was Chris. It's got to be annoying.
That's part of the method.
He was just everyone knew him as his character.
Oh, okay. It wasn't like a call me my character name, so I don't break character when we act.
Yeah, but he wasn't acting; he was teaching.
Okay, then that is just weird. So I got another sort of springboard type topic I can drop on you guys. This one's a little bit more lighthearted, even though this has been a great conversation. What's your favorite Halloween themed song? Because as you know, there's a lot of songs out there that have a Halloween theme, or maybe just spooky.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. From Nightmare Before Christmas. Maybe that one.
That one's pretty good.
Black Sabbath. The song.
Oh, the song. Okay, I was gonna say, well, Black Sabbath. Which song?
Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Nate, do you have a favorite sort of Halloween song?
I don't know if you guys know what Halloween Town is, but I always like the music from that.
Oh, I love Halloween Town.
Halloween Town's the shit.
That's cool.
Yeah, I always like the music from that movie. Or, yeah, I like TV movie.
From the good era of Disney, the Michael Eisner era.
I don't know how it's going now. I haven't really watched Disney since I was a kid.
It's doing things.
Imagine change. Trench, did you have one?
I don't know if I could pick just one. Like, I really like the Twilight Zone song by the Golden Earring people. I also like Thriller. and I like Cry Little Sister, and I really like Nightmare Time too. Nightmare Time is good.
That's pretty good. Personally, I have a couple songs I'd like to mention. I really like Misfits did this cover of Monster Mash a while back, and that was pretty cool. And I also got to put up the Will Smith song "Nightmare on My Street" for Nightmare on Elm Street. It was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, and Pet Cemetery by the Ramones. I love that song
Oh
too.
yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, Will Smith and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, Will Smith.
Yeah.
He did a song with DJ Jazzy Jeff called "Nightmare on My Street," and it featured Robert Englund in it.
Oh, so it wasn't done for one of the films.
No, but it was done after the fact as a standalone song.
I'll throw in this, and maybe this is cheating since I already said Ozzy technically because Black Sabbath, but I have a tie between the Motorhead version of Hellraiser and the Ozzy version of Hellraiser. Can't decide which one I like better. They're both good.
Yeah.
Is my light making too much noise? Because I watched the playback of a stream I was just on, and my light was so loud on the stream, but I didn't hear it as loud. Of course, I don't.
I can't even hear it.
I don't hear the way you hear it.
I can't
I
hear
can't. Yeah, I can't hear your light.
She kept saying, "Turn my lights out." I had to turn my light out. It was making so much noise.
People. Yeah, you know what song I'm talking about though when I say Black Sabbath of the song. What is it that stands before me, blacker than black? I don't know what that song is about. It's not even a Halloween song, really, but it's like one of the creepiest songs ever. You know,
I've never actually heard that track before.
If you like deep bass singers, check out Jeff
it's from their first album.
Castellucci's Monster Mash cover.
You did the monster.
Bass singers. You mean as in bass player or the bass voice?
The cover of Monster Mash that was Misfits with Jerry Only. If that's what you're asking, Necroleptic.
Hey, and a great album. Listen to around this time of year. Listen to Welcome to My Nightmare.
Welcome to My Nightmare?
Yeah. Gotta listen to Alice Cooper during this time of year.
He had a great song called "Feed My Frankenstein."
Yeah.
He had another one. He had another one called "Teenage Frankenstein."
Yep. He's back. The man behind the mask.
Oh yeah, you can't forget that. Another one is the theme from Friday the 13th Part 3 is pretty good. It's got this great disco jive sound. It's pretty cool.
I like to listen to that band Halloween around this time too.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And of course, Dead Kennedys. They had a cool song called Halloween as well.
I was gonna say. Yeah, Nate bringing up we all know why he likes Halloween. The Walls of Jericho. The Walls of Jericho, their album, because that's how Chris Jericho got his name.
Oh yeah.
No, I wasn't talking to you, lady.
Yeah, even the band. Listen to the band. Not Halloween, but Halloween. I think they're Swedish.
Like it's crazy. Like you wouldn't think there's a lot of songs out there for it, but there really are. Like if you look through, there's quite a few. Sometimes it's not, well, technically not a Halloween themed song. I always feel like it's got good atmosphere. Is if you put on the Electric Light Orchestra's "Fire on High."
Yeah.
Which we had a great, like, there's a local theme park up here. It's really small, really dinky, rinky-dink type of thing. But they had a ride called the Astrosphere, and basically it was like this little I don't know what you call it. It's like this little cage. It's a chair in a cage, basically. You sit in it, right? And it would spin around and around and around really fast, and it would do all sorts of crazy turns. And the whole time you're in there, it's pitch black dark, and they've got that song by ELO, Fire on High, playing. And if you look at the ceiling, they actually are projecting pictures of vampires and monsters and bats and wolves and fucking full moons and all sorts of crazy like Halloween-y type stuff. And this ride ran year round.
That's neat.
This was really, the whole album is very freaky. It's the band is called Heaven and Hell, but it's basically Black Sabbath again. But it's the last thing that Dio ever sang for, because he was dying of cancer at the time. But like, it's called Heaven and Hell, The Devil You Know. That entire album has some of the freakiest songs you'll ever.
Really?
Yeah, it is. It's called Heaven and Hell, The Devil You Know. Like Tony Iommi and Geezer Butler put out some of their best guitar work ever. Even Bill Ward. It's Vinny Appice, who's the drummer. And Dio is just singing his guts out. I mean, and this guy was dying of cancer when he was singing this, and it's like he's saying some of the most freakiest stuff he ever sang.
Guys,
movie.
Oh, sorry, Trench. Go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
Oh no, my bad. You go ahead.
No, go. You go first, because I'm gonna change the subject in a second.
Oh no, I was just gonna answer Neuroleptic's question, which I think that's what you were gonna do.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Neuroleptic wants to know if anyone's an Anne Rice fan. Trench, go ahead and answer the question.
I've watched the movies. I have not read the books yet, sadly. I like Interview with a Vampire a lot. I think it's a good movie. I do not like the sequel. I think the sequel sucks ass. Besides, the chick that played the Queen was really good, but everything else.
Alaya.
Yeah, Aaliyah was good, but everything else kind of sucked about that movie. First movie was good though.
Yeah, it was. Thank you for recommending it to me.
Yeah.
I'm sort of the same about that. I've seen the first one. I haven't seen any of the other ones. It was pretty good. I liked it. I mean, I didn't. It wasn't my favorite movie ever, but I liked it enough. Nick, you got an opinion on this?
I'm not familiar with Anne Rice.
Interview with a Vampire.
So the books Interview with a Vampire. I haven't read the books, but have you seen the movies? There's 2 movies.
I seen the one that has Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt in it.
Yeah, that's the good one.
Yeah, the good one.
I'm not really my cup of tea. I didn't really like either one of them, so.
Like it's funny he'd ask that. We have a friend, Trenchy and I, and perhaps Anthro, or maybe even Nate knows this guy, Anthro. who's huge into like Anne Rice and vampire type stuff. Like he would have loved this question, don't you think, Trench?
Oh yeah, he's actually reading the books. He's read a lot of the books.
Oh, fucking Clive Barker. Clive Barker's great. It's funny. For a school project once back when I was in high school, we had to pick a book and do a book report type thing, and like it didn't have to be a long book, so I picked Clive Barker to tell the Hellbound Heart, and it's funny because like you have to hand it to your teacher and let them like check it first, and like I remember my teacher, I hand him this book. And he's like reading through the first few pages of it. I'm standing there waiting, and he's like reading through it, and he stops, and he's like, "You know, there's a guy masturbating in the beginning of this book," and I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "You gonna include that in the report? Are you okay with that?" I'm like, "No, it's not going in the report. I'm not gonna like talk about him jacking it." But it was cool. He let me read it for my book report, so. Yay.
Nice.
Yay, pudding!
Yay.
Hooray for graphic masturbation in books that you read for school reports.
Well, it sounds.
Masturbation for everyone.
Yay.
The movie and the book are pretty close. There's some distinct differences, like how fucking Pinhead is a woman in the book. In the movie, not so much. But I guess they're gonna remake Hellraiser. Big surprise, and they're gonna cast a woman as Pinhead. So that's interesting.
Remakes.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of rebooting and remaking stuff, but nothing I can do. They're the ones who own the property.
Yep, Warner Brothers.
Oh, is it Warner Brothers that owns Hellraiser?
They own it now. It's because the last movie was done by Lionsgate, and I don't think that Lionsgate has lost the rights yet. So, and Lionsgate, Lionsgate is a subdivision of Warner Brothers. So,
okay, because for some reason I was thinking Dimension owned it.
They lost the rights.
I think Robert Rodriguez, that's his company, isn't it? Yeah.
Wait, does Robert Rodriguez owns Dimension now?
All his films are distributed by them, so I thought so.
Weinstein owned Dimension along with Miramax. So,
or am I thinking about?
That's dirty bastard.
Maybe he has a very similar name, but it's not Dimension.
And he lost the right. He lost the rights. That's one of the reasons why we got so many crappy Hellraiser movies, so he could keep the rights.
Never saw those.
All right, guys. I'm looking at the clock here, and I am coming up on the end of my time, so I'm going to wind things down. But before we go, I just want to give people the opportunity to plug things. I'm going to go in clockwork order, not Clockwork Orange. Rich, you got anything to plug?
I don't know. I probably got a music video coming out today. I'll probably gonna make a birthday video for Junebug.
Oh, thank you. You've just refreshed my memory. I think it was Malcolm McDowell who said you have to pee on the shark.
Oh, good for Malcolm McDowell. Wait, why is Malcolm McDowell pee? This is just making the situation more confusing and distressing.
Sorry, you just said Clockwork Orange, so I remembered that. I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Ty, any YouTube videos, not projects, not plans on making movies, but any YouTube videos coming down the pike in the real close future? Yes, no, maybe?
Not really. I'm taking a break from YouTube, but I know Trench, we're doing the 20th anniversary for Lord of the Rings on November 20th, where we're going to watch the animated movies.
What? 20 years already?
Fuck.
So
People be looking forward to that.
Wow, it's been 20 years.
yep, since Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship.
Wow.
All right. Sasha, you real quick. Anything coming down the pike? Anything real close to now? Reactions?
Oh, some people have requested I do more reactions to Kitty, who I stupidly called Slipknot in my video. I thought they were Slipknot.
Oh, fucking Kitty! I used to listen to Kitty all the time.
Yes, I might have some more. Well, I've got requests for reactions, so I might do those. Other than that, just
Check out,
more of the same. I would be
excellent.
doing more
Check out
live
this.
streams, but if I wasn't joining a daily live stream of someone else, I'd actually be doing my own. But I can't be in two places at once, unfortunately.
Not yet. Not till we figure out how to defeat quantum mechanics. Nate, Horror Boy, anything coming down the pike real soon, or anything you've recently done you want to plug real quick before I end things?
Like YouTube wise?
Yeah, YouTube wise, buddy.
Yeah, I'm just filmed 2 reviews and post them tonight, and I got a review for you next and post that tomorrow. Well, later on tonight and later on. And I'm hoping to get some more reviews filmed soon. I got a lot of stuff coming.
Oh, excellent, very good. I'm glad this is good to have you back, dude. And I want to make sure I gave you some time to say some stuff about what you're doing. Got to do it, man. It's good etiquette, and I want to hear it. But yeah, this has been After Hours Hangouts, the Halloween Before Dawn edition. And these are an infrequent thing. You never know when they're going to pop up. There might be one later on this weekend. There might not. We don't know. But I want to thank everyone in the chat. We had Neuroleptic. We had Full Moon. We had Ben Grimm. We had Art. We had fucking Sasha in the chat briefly before he came on here. I think Brian was in the chat too. What the hell? He was up late. And I want to thank these fine folks that have joined me tonight. I want to thank my good friend Soulless Trenchcoat, Trenchy, my other friend Ty, the Junebug Films, man. I want to thank Sasha, fucking Sasha, legend in himself, and Nate, the Horror Boy, fucking triumphant return. He's taking a break. He's come back. He's fucking stronger than ever. Check these channels out. Watch these people. Subscribe to them. Like their content. You better do it. It's bad luck not to. And thank you for watching me. There's another video. You want to continue the Conga Line? Look in the description of this video. It'll take you to another video of mine. I'm fucking next. There's a premiere at 5:30 of Trash Picture Theater. It's a rehash. We're watching Worst Witch. We did this last Halloween. Watch it this year, synced up with the video. Lots of cool ads before and after the movie. Lots of fun talking. Good crack, as my friend Marty would say. And yeah, watch it. And if you liked this live stream, you like the things I do, give me a thumbs up. If you hate what I do, you hate me, you think I suck, give me a thumbs down. Leave a comment. Tell me why. You won't hurt my feelings. You're only going to help me get better. And if you really like this, you're really enthused, subscribe to my channel. There's a subscription button. There's a bell for notifications. You'll be told every time this stuff happens, when I go live, when I upload something. You'll know instantly. It's fucking the modern miracle of technology. And if you really want to talk to me, hit me up on Twitter @_Ethel_Cross_, and I'll talk to you. I don't ignore people. It might take me a couple hours, but I'll get to you. I'm not going to ignore my friends, fans, or anybody, really. But yeah, I just want to wish you all a happy Halloween, and continue following the Conga Line. I'm bound to pop up a few more times this morning and later on tonight, so don't miss it. And check out these people I've been with. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see y'all later. Adios.
Bye-bye.
Stay
Bye.
frosty.